Hello, geeks and freaks. You are now listening to the Fandemic podcast, and we are your hosts, Saturn, Nina.V, and Zen. Woo-hoo. Welcome back. If you're new here, we are Fandemic, and our mission is to create a safe space for fans around the globe. We are an inclusive organization who welcomes fanatics of all genders, sexual orientations, race, and economic status. All three of us are major fanatics. We're all freaks and geeks over here. And we've always found it really difficult to just bring our authentic selves into fan spaces. So we decided that we're going to create that safe space among us. That over the years, we've really done that. And then we thought, okay, but what if we could do that for other people? And that's why we created this podcast. We're so thankful to have you guys here with us. Thank you for joining. And we're going to start off today's episode. We're on episode 2 now. Look at us. Consistency. Yeah. During each episode, we're going to take a look at all things fan culture through a DEI lens. And today's topic is gatekeeping. Big one. Oh, all right. Then kick us off. It all reminds more here. A lot of things. So we're going to go into the quote-unquote definition. I don't know the same one you got, Nina, but I found the activity of controlling and usually limiting general access to something or someone. So it's like gatekeeping comes and stems from occurring incidents. I think that's how it really starts and generates and interactions that creates this keyword of gatekeeping. The biggest example I could think of as a Black woman, a young Black woman here in America, is when Megan Thee Stallion came out. And it's like, I love anime. Like, I love anime. I'm watching, what's that one? But not fairy tales. She was watching a lot of things. But I think that she was really putting people on to was My Hero Academia by the time. Yeah. And the one with Asta, she did a Wings episode, a Hot Wings episode. She brought up Asta, and she was staying fat and back. So many people still believe that she was watching it. Like, oh, Crunchyroll is good. You can watch it. That's just money is there. But because she's man, like, oh, she's famous. She's playing the fun. She's playing the meal. And so, all right, then yeah, there are John. She can't be. How she watch it? She's hot and cool. Yeah, and she's busy on tour and drag things and stuff, the lyrics in the studio. Like, we have time. There's 24 hours in a day, my boys. When I'm on my bed, I'll throw background noise and maybe I'll catch a beat or two, but I'm still able to do it, you know? Yeah. I'm positive today if you guys have any thoughts for it. That's right. And my thoughts on that topic is just like, what are you saying when you say girls like Megan Thee Stallion can't like anime? Are you saying that girls who are Black can't like anime? Are you saying girls who are attractive can't like anime? Like, and then what happens when there are people in the anime community who resonate with that? What are you saying about them? Are you trying to kick them out of the community, or are you telling them they're not attractive, so you totally get why they like it? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, what is it about her that makes you feel like she's lying? Yeah. Why lie about something like that? What does it do really? Like, I think they're like afraid that she's going to make anime more mainstream, but anime is already kind of mainstream online. So, and her career was already popping before she ever mentioned it. So it's not really boosting her career in any way. She's just letting people know that she's already part of that community and really creating visibility for other Black girls to feel like they can't be seen. Oh. So I don't really know what the issue was. It feels racial charged, but you know, it can't just be incels who feel like, hey, a girl who doesn't want to sleep with me can't be in this community. Like, you know, and I think that speaks a lot to like your own internal issues. Please don't project it onto the science. She's great. Those are my thoughts on that. It gives a lot of hypocrisy as well, because, child, when I heard of like some guys would be like, yeah, I go to cons, why can't I find girls that are into it? Why can't I find girls that are into it? Like, why won't they date me? And but you're literally trying to gatekeep this entire convention to you and your friends. I'll just say, come on. What do you think, Christina? I see you agreeing. Not exactly what you said. So in terms of gatekeeping, I broke it down to what gatekeeping gatekeeping is as an individual standpoint as well as a fandom standpoint. So with an individual gatekeeping, I feel like it's all about insecurity. From what we were saying upon the first episode, how we didn't want people to know that we liked something. We're afraid to like something or be something different. And in terms of the fandom versus the individual, it's all about, the singular versus the majority. What we like as an individual plus what everyone else likes. And one of the examples that I have is Polar, because I was talking to Tim about our topic yesterday. He was making me very mad. His name is Sitchin, by the way. I don't like him. Anyway, here's this. I hope he does too. But I told him I was going to use him as an example because when I asked him what was his thoughts about gatekeeping in general, he says, I like it. I do it. I don't want other people to like what I like because other people ruin it. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you just made my point. Like, what do you mean ruin it? By liking it too? And for the people who think like Sejin does, don't y'all get lonely? That's literally the whole point of Fandemic. Being a part of the fandom is being part of the community. We need community to boost our own self-esteem. That's why I have insecurity, because another example, we were just talking about posting on TikTok. This year, I just got comfortable with posting selfies. Mm-hmm. And I learned the hotel lobby dance challenge, and I was recording it for myself. And when I looked back on it, I was like, so I'm like, there are other people who have the pocket freedom, be like, I'm just posting it, no matter if it's good or not. Hey, and I like every single one of them because, they have that confidence in themselves to put themselves out there. And, it's something that I'm working on and I'm trying to learn as well. Another insecurity rant is just, we're hiding away our talent because what comes with fandom also comes with creativity within that fandom. Yeah, that it happens to all the fanfic writers. It happens to all the graphic designs, the fan art with it. We have in terms of conventions, in terms of just having just regular events, the Japanese festival that we were at, those could have been original pieces. And if they're not sharing it with others, then we're never going to know. And then there is the fandom gatekeeping per the actual definition of control. That's what it is. And then I also have the slang definition of when someone takes it upon themselves to decide who does or does not have access or rights to a community or identity. Mm-hmm. So it's the control of information, it's the control of activities. It's literally by controlling who needs to know what or who does what, it's literally just segregating all of us. Yep. Well, I guess 2025. We're trying to break the racial thing as it is, and now just segregating us as fandoms when we should all be supporting each other. So examples of the segregation between fandoms, whether you've been a fan for so many years or you've just started. Hey, we're going to go to an NSB concert. I just started liking them a month ago. I wasn't there for the beginning, but hey, I'm going to do content like no other. Literally, it just feels like I'm taking a break from K-pop just to look at all the NSB content that I can. I've listened to the music. I've watched the videos. I'm I haven't been a fan from the beginning, but this shit is. And then there's also the ageism within it. The older fans versus the younger fans. The younger fans with their lack of the maturity to understand the rules of that certain fandom or the culture within that fandom and want to gatekeep it for the ones who are like us and are kids when we know we've probably been in the game for much longer than these little 15-year-old girls. Hey, again, we don't have issues, but there are other people that have issues. And let's not forget your example of Megan Thee Stallion. There's the racism, a part of it too. Just because Megan Thee Stallion likes anime, and since anime is Japanese culture, only the Japanese people who like anime. No, that's not what it is. We like what we like for a reason. We want to express that we like what we like for a reason. We want to be a part of this fandom, and that's the whole point of this podcast.
a safe space for anyone who looks like us or, you know, men, women, disabled. It doesn't matter. Like, if you like what you like, we enjoy.
Yeah. Something you touched on earlier about just feeling that insecurity or too afraid to post something. We're all experiencing that as we're going through the motion to create this podcast. Like just hearing our voices, it makes us cringe or just like, that's what we're seeing ourselves when you're trying to post selfies and TikTok. Makes us cringe, but at the same time, like, we want to embrace that cringe because people who aren't cringing aren't having really any fun at all. And also, if we're too scared to do it, then where's the safe space for other people who are afraid? So if you're other people listening where you feel like, oh, I'm really scared to like be a part of any type of fandom, just know that this is a safe space for you to do that. At the same time, like the reason that you're afraid isn't fake. Like gatekeeping is real, a real thing that I'm sure you've experienced enough time to make you feel a little bit scared. So don't be hard on yourself and being like, oh my gosh, like I need to stop being so scared. Like I'm being so ridiculous. Like it's not for no reason. Like you probably had experiences that led you to feel that way. But yeah, this is a safe community. So, be sure to comment, and if you see our posts on social media, respond. Like we're building communities and we'll be doing events too. So you'll be able to find some community there as well.
Definitely want to hear from you guys and see these comments. That means that we're not doing this for nothing and that it's impacting you as much as it impacts us. Because this takes time and energy to get in. I want to touch on what you said, Christina, about the fuck your freedom. I'm about to start saying that everywhere. I'll just be like, you know what I mean? Someone post this, fuck it. No. I gotta do it.
That's right.
I gotta do it.
You didn't be quoting this, fuck your freedom. When you use that, make sure you know each other. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, so I have a little bit of story to tell on the topic. So, you guys know if you watched the first episode, thank you for watching that or listening to that. I am a gapper. You know that. So, but like, and we love you. They see, my friends accept me. They'll, oh, she always but they might, but they still fuck too.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so confession time. I was a professional gatekeeper once. Right? I said it's true. A long time ago, those days, when I was in middle school, I was severely bullied for just being weird, quote unquote. And by weird, I just mean into subcultures that weren't really mainstream in the Black community. I was very bullied intensely, verbally and physically. I also grew up in a very black household. So the rules were if you're bullied and someone puts their hands on you, you fight back. So I fought a lot in middle school and was suspended a lot. Because of that, I had to go to an alternative high school for troubled youth, quote unquote. I don't really like those terms, but this is what this is the kind of language used back in the day. So at the school I went to, I was very keen on being low key and not being noticed and trying to make myself invisible to avoid being bullied in high school the same way I was in middle school. Somehow I still ended up getting on people's radar and getting people's. You can only suppress your true identity so much before you start to get noticed. So So it's like you can't. You only suppress your real identity up to a certain extent. People are going to start noticing that you're a little bit different. And one person in particular approached me kindly, and I'll never forget that because it was so strange. At the time, I wasn't being severely bullied, but there were rumors circulating. There were rumors like, oh, she's a lesbian, oh, she's a witch, which incorrect. I had no problem with those rumors. I was like, period. I'm actually okay with this. I think I will survive this school. But those rumors that I was a witch or lesbian made people kind of stay away from me, not wanting my friend. But one person in particular came up to me and started asking me just straight up was like, it's true. Are you witch? Right? It's true. You're looking. And I was like, what are you like? What's your name? Long story short, he wanted to be my friend. That's what he told me. And so we started to chat about our interests. And it was the first time I kind of met a Black alternative person. I had only seen them on MySpace or on TV. I had never met another Black alternative person with piercings and tattoos and, and had similar interests that I had. He introduced me to his friend group, and they were very reluctant at first to bring me into this like friend group, which is okay because, you know, they had been friends with all each other for years and had just met me. And so they were just kind of like, who is this person? They had all experience in their own situations, their own traumas being Black and alternative and like express. And these were not kids who were like me, who were like oppressing how they felt about their interests. They were loud about it. You know, so they had already gone through all the stuff I hadn't experienced yet with like being bullied, being outcasted, and being like, fuck it. What did Nina say? They already had fucking freedom already in their sophomore and junior year of high school. And I was like, what's going on here? So it was very interesting for me to be around that crowd. And they warmed up to me pretty quickly. And I realized that I was able to make friends like legit. Like it was strange to me. I had never really made friends at school before. Like all my friends were like family. I had never really made friends at school before. I was the only girl in that friend group too. So it was really like I was nervous a lot of the time. Like, God, they make fun of me. But yeah, they did, but in a very like playful way. Okay. Yeah. And I started to become a bit overprotective of this group because there was like the first time I had made friends authentically. I didn't try to be someone else. I didn't have to really put myself out there that much. Like it just kind of happened organically. We're eating lunch together every day. But what happens is when you have a girl now in this group, dynamics start to shift and other people start to be curious about the group. It's not just like, you know, these group of guys and they do their own things. Like, oh, there's a girl over there too. Like, is she one of their boyfriends? So people would start to come up and ask us all questions all the time that the boys would tell me they didn't experience prior to me joining their friend group. And so people would be like, oh, she want to be like so-and-so's girlfriend or the so-and-so like her and this and that. And things that are important in high school that aren't important in real life. And none of that was the case. We just really liked rock music and really liked and talked about bands and like trashed each other's bands all the time. So keeping in your own group. So here the gatekeeping comes in. Because all this new attention was coming, there was also people who wanted to join that friend group. And I was the first person. Mind you, I'm the newbie, guys. I'm the newbie in this friend group. I'm the new person. They've been freshman years. I'm the first person to be like, that's poser. And if you're young, poser means like they're captain. So people were like, oh, I listen to rap music too. I mean, the first might be like, which bands? No, it was typical down the radio. Oh, why do you like this band? And it was around the time when Harder Than the Rock started growing. Oh my God. Great song. But, you know, it was like, okay, like they're not really into bands. They're not alternative. Or like, Lil Wayne was riding skateboards. Love Lil Wayne guy. I'm just saying, you know. So like it was like, do you guys really like this stuff, or do you feel like it's okay? It's more acceptable now, and you're just now being because in middle school I was bullied, right. But now in high school it's becoming a thing. Like maybe we should start doing that stuff. And so I was so jaded, and I was gatekeeping really hard. Like And the guys loved it. Like, yeah, maybe you gotta say that she can say it. Look at your sneakers. You don't skate, get out of here. It was so bad. But really, I couldn't have been limiting the opportunity for someone in my community the way I did. You know? So that was actually fucked up. And so I've grown since. But I am really grateful for those guys because they could have gatekeeped and said, you got first of all, you're a girl. Or Tommy's experiencing now as an adult, as a girl who likes anime. Oh my God. Men are convinced that women can't really like anime. And so it's already now, the karma is hitting me. Like, this is sexist. Like, why do you analyze it? Man, no, you must work for the anime you like. It isn't really anime, or it isn't good anime, because it don't have these there's a qualification that we have for like what makes a good anime. And this is not, I'm not generalizing all men, but you men who like anime know of the men that I'm talking about. You know, they have not been one of those men themselves. Yeah. And it's okay if you've been like, hold yourself accountable if you've been that man. I'm holding myself accountable. I've been the gatekeeper. So if you're listening to like, yeah, I'm doing that, then they start talking about me. I am. And the hospital talking about me. And we can grow up. I grew up. It's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. Figure it out.
At least my story time, because you just
run it, ding, 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 give it to us.
So, of course, it feels like middle school is that line where people are trying to figure out what their selves are and stuff like that. And some figure it out faster than others. So when they either show it to someone or it's exposed, they already like prerequisite like thoughts are already created before you even think about it. So when I was in middle school, child, there was a group of boys. They're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're talking about this game on whatever website. And I'm like, yeah, play two, three, playing Pokemon cards, and they're doing the math and shit. I'm like, oh, are y'all going to get a chance at this? Like, I studied up on too, or whatever. It's like, no, we don't tell me it. Wow. Don't tell me that. And I'm like, what you know about it? Right. Yo, since recess, we got 45 minutes. I can get a game in it, bro. So as time grew on, a lot of people already had preconceived notions about me as well, but I've always stuck to it and like proved my worth, as guys like to, with all can't see. But she's making conversations like word, prove my worth, quote unquote. I've answered all the questions, and some will still have doubts. But I'm just like, nah, I told y'all this for real. Like I know enemies that people don't even remember or think about. Like I came up before, it's like, but I see it. I don't understand. So time has zoomed on college. I've seen some people from middle school and be like, oh, I'm grown up. I can't handle this. They've actually apologized. Yeah, I was like, wow. They keep in touch with me to this day, and we've gone to a few events, either met there or like went with each other. So I'm like, I guess people do kind of grow up too. Yeah, I'm one of them. But forgive and forget. I forget, but I don't forget. I never forget about any boy who's ever asked me to name 5 animes and they can't be Dragon Ball Z. I will never forget that you said that to me. It will forgive you if you. I'm just telling it for their sake. I know. Stop quizzing people. If you want to be a part of a community, teach them or open teach them. Why are you gatekeeping? You don't have to be their friend. You just like, okay, just let them like what they like. And I understand. If anyone understands, we understand why gatekeeping happens. Yes. Like when you're afraid of someone coming into a space where you can't just be authentically you, and you're scared they're going to say, oh, well, that's not cool enough. But here's the scary part. You're doing it. You're doing what you're scared of. You're saying you can't really like anime because you think that person is going to make anime this kind of popularity contest. So you're trying to keep them out the gate. By doing that, you're making it popularity contest based on different qualifications that you might experience in social settings, right? Make this qualification not necessarily based on looking hot or having money and having coolest shoes or whatever it is you got bullies for that you didn't have. The qualifications are different, but they're still there. It happens all the time. It's like you don't have enough knowledge on this genre. You don't have enough experience playing this card game or this video game, right? Or you don't have enough experience cosplaying. I'm a new cosplayer, so I'm experiencing some of that now. So, what I mean? Like that still, you're still creating that same narrative. And now they have a title, elitist. Talking to. Yeah. You know who you are. Elitist. You can even get into it. Just own up to it. Just own up to it and change. And, be productive about, every time change. Nina, you gotta pull up. So, yes, I've been on both sides. I've been the gatekeepist and the gatekeeper. Yeah. Keeper. I think that's still wrong, but anyways, you know what she's talking about. But, and the reason why I do it, I have an example here, is just that I understand that there can be people who are into things casually. Like they're not a fan, but they don't live under a rock. And if that is the case, then say that instead of saying like, oh no, but I do like this. Yeah. And, in the example that I have, so her new girl, I'm gonna call her new girl. You guys met her at the K-pop rave that we went to. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, she's also a coworker of mine because coworkers always give the best examples. That work with you. Those are my examples. Listening to this. Sorry. Right. And so too. Stop it. Oh, you. But anyway, so the point that I'm trying to make is
when she was hired, it took maybe a couple of weeks because she does the midnight shift. I leave at 8 and she comes in at 8. She works from 8 to midnight. So when she comes in, we only have like a few minutes to chat, and we're being very polite with each other. The couple of days that I've now chatted for her for a couple of minutes, that I begged the question, do you like K-pop? And then she was surprised that I asked, and I'm like, she gave me this impression, like, how did you know on that? And so she tells me yes. She says that her fave is GOT7. I'm like, great, I love GOT7 and I love these other bands. But and that was during the time where they released their You Come Back Pipeline and the album. So that was like pretty much the only, like, after listening to the album, that was the only kind of talking that we did per that. And then she mentioned that she likes Teen Wolf, which got me all excited. Yeah. So I'm like, yes, and we're talking about it. I told her about the movie because she didn't see Teen Wolf the movie. But she's like, oh, I really want to rewatch the show to see the movie. I'm like, great, take your time. Don't worry about it. I want to see your reactions in real time. A few weeks later, she comes up to me. This was after the K-pop raid, like, hey, so I'm gonna watch the show. She's only on like season 1, episode 3. Like, I just want to really just get to the movie part. And I'm like, oh, okay. Still to this day, she hasn't watched Teen Wolf movie. And I'm like, okay. Because I ask her every couple of weeks, I'm like, have you watched it? No. So now when I'm ranting about NSB, the new thing that I'm now obsessed with, she's like, oh my God, oh, that sounds really cool. I should get into it. You felt like gatekeeping it, by the way. Because I was excited. Hey, new boys, new music. They all looked good. I'm like, I'm trying my hardest not to get obsessed, but I ended up getting obsessed. So like, she's getting the brunt of my obsession. I'm like, so then, the whole thing about and ranging my whole bias. I can't think of bias. I can't. I'm trying to get better. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is when you were talking about it, and I'm talking about the whole bias situation, she's like, oh yeah, I like NSP. Knowing how she is through the span of like a couple of months, the fact that she's saying to me in front of my face, looking me dead in my eye, I like NSP, and I'm like, really? What's the song that you know? She's like, or I'm like, great, now give me a song name that I haven't mentioned to you. And hey, I get it. Again, it brings me back to my original topic of insecurity, because, I do it personally because when I like something, I get very passionate about, and showing that part of me is it's like very vulnerable. Yeah. So I want to make sure, like, when I, pry, ask questions, I try not to be too gatekeeping, but I want to know the vulnerability levels that I need to get out. Like, I understand this girl also works 2 jobs just like me. She's working the midnight shift. She's traveling. She doesn't have a car. Like, I get it, but I don't like the fact that when people just lie straight to my face about it. Like, I want to make sure that I am comfortable if I'm going to keep talking about stuff that I like. And so that's why I do it. Yeah, that makes sense. Like that whole, like, I don't know if I'm safe enough to really geek out over this in front of you. Like, so I want to make sure you're a fan. Sometimes people just want to be a fan because they want to be part of the community, or they just want to be your friend. And that's a hard thing to, like, judge as well. You're like, why are you saying you like this thing? You're not really sure how much you like it. Like, do you just need a reason to chat? And like, do you just want to be friends? Like, we could just find something we both actually like. Yeah. Like, what is the reasoning behind that? Or is it maybe something that you've been thinking about getting into, right? But you feel like, you have to pretend like you already know everything about it. Like, you don't have to listen to my part. Listen to my part. Yeah, say it.
But it be those people, you introduce them to something, then they want to add big bad wolf. And you're trying to make it seem like, yeah, I had to play first, and I told you about it. Then I said, I got my receipts already. I'm like,
Yeah, and
I've been there since 2014, but I mean,
so I think it's gatekeeping too when you are expressing that
you have introduced them to something or that you have been a fan longer. It's just a fact. Like, I don't think just some people might call it gatekeeping, and you're wrong. No, I'm saying it's using it against you. I'm saying that, yeah, but somebody might watch this and say, oh, you said I'm gatekeeping by being like, well, actually, I'm one who do. And I'm saying, it's like, no, that's not gatekeeping. You're just spitting facts. It's like, I actually did the opposite of gatekeeping and let you in on something that I enjoy. Don't start acting now like you better than me at being a fan. You and I talk. That makes no sense. And yes, fans will become me over who's a bigger fan. If you're a fan of anything, you know that's the truth. Like, even when it comes to sports, it's always about numbers. Who knows the most numbers? Like, it's always about that. So competition that's totally whack. You do not need to be acting like you're better than somebody at being a fan of something, especially if that person puts you on. Don't do that. I think that's what don't do that. I think that's what people are scared of. Is that what it is? Yeah. And so, like, that's what we're saying. The defense of, like, people who have to gatekeep before. We don't want, if you're a gatekeeper, you listen to this, we don't want you to feel like, oh, so this is basically for me. Oh, we don't know what that experience is like. We know why you've done it. We've done it too. Like, no, I'm totally. But we can't also act like it's totally cool with gatekeeper. It's not. It's like, you got to hold yourself accountable. You're shutting people out of your community. Why? Is it based off of race, gender, economic status? Because they don't have the cool, they don't have the most expensive cosplay, or like, why are you doing it? Is it to protect yourself, really? Or are you being funny style? Are you discriminating? Keep those things in mind. Do some self-reflection, check your biases. Any other thoughts on the topic, my friends? I mentioned everything.
Yeah, I feel like that's been touched down as much as possible.
Did you want to, you were saying to me earlier about the color festival. Did you want to mention that?
Oh, on a positive note, Saturday here in Boston, there was a comic and colors festival. Oh my gosh. I met so many like cool people. We all had the safe space of the Reggie Lewis Center. People are selling their comics. It was like a very level playing field where like those who are like, yeah, I really want to get into this and start making their comic. I saw from very beginner to people who've like worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I said, oh, you look across the street to me? That was crazy. Like, to see people taking what they become more fans of and become careers out of it. Like you, like you so bad. So I'm doing that whole evaluation piece. I didn't try to push the whole thing, but basically there are safe spaces out there. A lot of events, and I feel like possibly on the Facebook page adding more of those events if I see more people polling and putting in things that they like and just giving that space and outlet at the same time. So even if it's our events, there's other events out there that are probably way like jam packed that you may want to see if we don't have nothing going on.
Even if it's on the low key, there's a little bit of people on. Yeah. So if you have an event and you're in the Boston area, you want to put some attention to, and it's around fan culture, what's wrong? We'll try to get you on. That's that. Yeah, we don't gatekeep. Not this time. Not this time. And I would like to say, you know, if you have been engaged, just some self-reflection. How are you doing that? Make sure that you're not being on and be open to just seeing just how much that person might actually be interested in learning about what you're into. And if you're a person who is new to something and you're afraid that people are going to gatekeep you if you talk about it, be honest. Say, I'm new here and I want to learn more. And I'm excited to get into something different. You don't have to pretend. Bring your authentic self to the space. And everybody will be as the name of review, you know. All right, so that's our time for today. But don't worry, we'll be back. Let us know. Time. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to survive me that we're like ending on time. Well, that for us. Yes, adulting. Love it. Okay, folks, that's our time today. But if you check in with us for episode 3, we will be back. Thank you for listening to us. Please share your experiences with gatekeeping in the comments. And if you want to know more about what we're doing, check out our social media. We have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure to like,
subscribe,
and hit that notification. I don't know what they know on Spotify. Whatever you know on Spotify, just do that stuff so you can get the notification. Okay? And we're signing off. Thanks for watching. We've been Fandemic Nation. Signing off. Bye.